Okay, so here's Marco. He's going to show us kind of a walkthrough of how you maybe would take existing document and then put it into one of the templates, maybe,
Yeah.
and maybe edit the template to fit the needs of the journal. Okay.
So on here, there should be, so you have the normal ones where I can change like a heading 1, a heading 2. So I can create this
So
as
this
a
is under
heading.
style, or I'm sorry, where
So
is this under?
normally in the main toolbar, you should have it
Mm-hmm.
like right here. See the main toolbar where I can change like the heading.
Mm-hmm.
So I can either like, let's say that I like heading 1. So I went ahead and I changed it to heading 1, but I want to change maybe like the paragraph. I want to have, what is it here? Forgive me, it's been a while since I.
So this is, you do this prior to transferring it into the
So
template,
this would be
right?
you proofread it, the document, you're
Mm-hmm.
in the copy editing stage, like, okay, we're going to accept this. Everything look, you proofread it and you want to now transfer it to like the galley copy. So like something that you're going to put publishing, like going to put on the journal. Uh, and so you want it to conform to whatever style you have. But this is how you would create that
Mm-hmm.
template, or how you would change maybe an existing template. Like if you're like,
Right.
well, if like you had a setup and then you have a new, maybe you don't have you have maybe just, so far you've had submissions that have maybe just divided up into sections, but then
Mm-hmm.
and you have a format and you have a nice layout, but then you come across another submission that maybe has like subsections and
Mm-hmm.
then articles under those. And so you're like, well, now I want to change the style. I want to create a new document to account for those kind of styles. So like,
Yeah.
let's say I have an existing style right here. I can go to this styles pane
Mm-hmm.
and then I can do whatever. So I can go ahead and I can create a new style. I can call it my heading. And then it's based upon this, but like I can change like the font now, 24. I'll do 48. So now it's really exaggerated. And then I'll change the color to orange. So there's a
If
lot
you
of different.
change, yeah, if you change the color, is that going to come out in the actual print galley copy
So
that's
yeah, so
online?
what you're doing is you're taking the existing document, you're formatting it to the layout that you guys have, and then you're
Mm-hmm.
converting it to a PDF from here. So like once I got this how I like it, I
I
convert it
see.
to a PDF.
I
And
see. I see.
normally the way that we've done them in the past is um, you open up, like you have a template document. It's a
Mm-hmm.
I think TX file, and you open it,
Mm-hmm.
it creates a new file, and then you copy and paste it, and then you start applying the styles to it.
Right. So the document, you have to apply the style, and then you have to transfer it to the template that you had
So
provided,
yeah,
right?
so like if this was my template, I would, yeah, I'll show you. I'll just show you this since we're in the.
Yeah, and I'm speaking out loud just for our student editors so they understand, because
Mhm.
I think it's important to recognize, and most students don't work with style at all. They're just like writing and then they just have a large font or something like that. But the indication of style is important because when you transfer it into a template, the template's looking for very specific, like it reads the style and then
Yeah,
it adjusts it, right?
like ideally you can potentially even have like you can have like a generic, like if most of your like submissions
Mm-hmm.
have like headings. So they're
Mm-hmm.
all kind of like heading 1, subheading, and maybe another subheading. You can actually have them say, hey, like use the headings. Like, here's the template. If you're going to submit something, submit using this template, use the
Mm-hmm.
headings and blah, blah, blah. And then when you submit it, you can transfer it and then you can
Mm-hmm.
apply your custom,
Mm-hmm.
because like sometimes your custom style is you're going to want to tweak it because you know how Word is. Sometimes it needs like an image or a graph needs to be a little bit more to the right or just doesn't line up
Mm-hmm.
correctly, or somehow it's like on the second page when you really want it on the first page. You kind of have to make adjustments for that.
Mm-hmm.
But you can have people kind of conform to the style
Mm-hmm.
before they submit, so it makes it easier. Because sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
like you showed that one document, like they have their own way of submitting things, and then you have to sometimes you have to figure out the intention. Like, is this a subsection? Is this, you know what I mean? Like, is this a subsection of the previous section, or is this a current section? And you can talk to the author to kind of discuss that. But if you give them guidelines prior to that, sometimes it makes it easier for yourself to interpret what the layout, what layout that they have. But yeah, so I change the section. I can change the font if I want. You can do whatever you want. You can, and then you can even add like
But
like,
you're creating, I'm sorry, you're creating right now a template, right? You're not creating.
well, right now I'm changing, I'm creating my own styles.
Oh,
And
you're
then those
creating them.
styles are going to be added to that style pane up here.
Uh-huh.
And then I can save this document as a template.
Right.
So this is like
But
my initial.
yeah, but I'm just trying to be clear because you gave me two templates that
Yeah,
already
so
had its style set up. So if we decide to choose one of those, then we don't have to do this, right?
you
Is
don't have
that
to do
right?
this. Yeah. Yeah. But
So
you can,
so
and you can,
you
and you
can.
can,
Okay.
so like, I'll show you, because like maybe there is something in those templates that you don't like, but you want to change because they're
Okay.
custom styles. So like, since I'm already here, I
Yeah.
went ahead and did it. And then now
Uh-huh.
I have my heading. So now I can select it, and then I can go my heading, and then it changed it. And then I can have it like,
Uh-huh.
maybe I want it to have maybe more space. I can do all that. So now I can just go through and then do my heading. I can do that for fonts. I can do this for anything, like even if it's a footnote, I can make the changes to it, and then I have it on here. This is how we created the original ones without using the
Mm-hmm.
heading. So then when I'm done, I would go file, save as, and then I would just save it as a DOTX file. And then when I open, let me just do it here. Let me open this one here, the file. So as you know, like it says section 1, but if I open up a new one, the DOTX, it's gonna just be like document. Oh, I guess it says section 1 again. Wow, where'd it go?
Yeah,
It
it would
created
be.
it creates a
Uh-huh.
new document. And
Okay.
but we can go and we can look at, that's how you would, and you can do this for all the styles. Like if you wanted this one to
Uh-huh.
be
Yeah.
separate, like if you wanted this to have more space
Mm-hmm.
or to have a certain indentation, you can apply all that with the
Mm-hmm.
styles and then save it. And then you can have all of your style headings here. And if you look, let's open up
Yeah,
the
if you can show us one of the templates and just what you're doing with that. And then I think what would be helpful after you adjust one of the templates is show how you would move an existing document into that template so that it fits with that layout.
okay. So they have all this stuff here. Let me share.
Oh shoot, we are recording. Okay. Just
So
want
I
to make
have
sure.
it,
Okay,
and
okay.
so
Uh-huh.
it's
Okay.
it's right here. As you can
Uh-huh.
see, they created all their own styles. If I copy it,
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. So you see, they have abstract, they have authors,
Uh-huh.
something.
Uh-huh.
I have
Uh-huh.
the style. I think if I open the styles pane open, I can see it better.
Yeah.
See, it says
Mm-hmm.
authors college, the body, the figure text.
Mm-hmm.
It has everything already laid out. So if I
Mm-hmm.
did have, let's say, let me make this a little bit. So so if I was to, can I hide the comments too? Okay, so I have it, and then I can type in the article title. I don't know what it is, but let's say I have it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And this is the whole thing. It's like copy and paste. And it's a, and then you're gonna work it out. But like here, I can go back to the home. And does it have a, I guess it's just normal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so the author name, if
Mm-hmm.
I had the author name,
Mm-hmm. You know, with the DOI, I was looking at it. Are you going to be providing with is there a DOI attached to the
currently there's
OJS?
not, but from we haven't done it, but
Mm.
the last time, it's been a couple of years, but they said we do have access to like cross-ref. So I'd have to
Mm.
check in with the whatchamacallit, and then we'd be able to create a DUI. We can create an
Mm.
ISSN
Mm.
for it.
Mm-hmm.
But
And that's something that I should leave open anyway, right? For you once you receive it. So after we do all this and it gets transferred into a galley print, I give it to you, or do we just upload it? I'm not.
you can upload it. You can like most of this process you can do through the entire system, like
Mm.
even communicating with the author. And then that way it's all there. And like you can actually on the like you can upload during the copy editing stage, you can upload the template. And then that way they have it in the article space when they're viewing it online.
Mm.
But yeah, so I can change this. It's most of the time it's going to be the same, but
Mm-hmm.
you can even like most of them in the past, what I did is I create the template and then I delete most of the stuff. So like, and so I basically have like an empty, I don't know. And so I paste my own stuff. If it doesn't come out right, I would do um
So are you saying
abstract.
that once you have a template that you like, right, that you like the order and organization and the
Mhm.
look and all that, that we just basically make a copy of it and then cut and paste the material into it? Is that how you transfer?
Yeah, so like if so I kind of know the sections and I know everything else. So like if I go ahead, I can um like if you know this is the title, this is the author, you're gonna kind of yeah, you're gonna copy. It can be painful in the sense, but like in this one, like you just put like I usually put like a couple headings
Mm.
and maybe a subheading, just so people kind of know. And then
Okay.
and then you can do like you can have a fake distribution chart, and then and so everything is and then your references. And so everything else you can delete, and then you can use these as a guide. And this would be your template. And then normally what I would do is I would copy and paste the whole article or whatever, the whole submission.
Mm-hmm.
I pasted
Uh,
it and then I go through. So it's not as like I'm copying and pasting each section. So like if this is the section would already be in here, right?
mm.
And then I would go through and I'd say, okay, so this is
And if there's a
the
video,
body.
I was just going to say, if there's a video in there, then I would treat it kind of like that graph where you have the space for the video, or do I put the link and just write a note in
So I mean
brackets video?
that's up to you. You can embed the video in there. Um, but that's up to you how you want to do it. Or else we do have like a different we if it's just a video, you can handle the video separately. But if the video is embedded in the document, then you can use that to you can embed it in the document.
Hmm.
It's up to you.
Okay.
Like if it was some sort of research like audio and you wanted to like include like I don't know if they were doing some sort of audio manipulation, like you can have like a before and after. I think that would be relevant, opposed to or having just links sent on there. But that's up to you.
Hmm.
But we would host it too. I would upload it so at least it's available because you don't want to have like the OJS or the journal system like distributing the media because it takes forever. Because the first time we did that, we tried it and then people were like, it's not loading, like because it takes so long to kind of like load the
So
video.
yeah. So with a video, like if I just because I put it in the template, let's say I put in a link to the video or even like a embed it, right? But I'd be giving you also, in addition to that, the link to the video so that you can adjust
You
the,
would give me the video
I
and
give
I
you the
would host
video,
it.
but and then you would provide the relink it, or
Yeah,
should
I
I
would
just put it
provide
in
you like
brackets?
I would give you a link. Let me see here. Let me show you. I'll show you what I have.
Yeah. Because that's going to be the biggest issue for us for the oral presentation ones that, when they're recording, we want to make sure that we have like a live link to the video.
Let me see
And
here.
maybe it will make more sense to put a bracket like link to video, and then
I
that
mean,
way, you know what I'm saying?
I
And
think
then,
it depends on how like, if it's like in the middle of the article, I think embedding it would be nice because then you can just click on it and watch it there because it should still be
yeah.
linked. We haven't tried that specifically, but I mean, I think it's a good way to go. Let me see if I can find this here. Okay. Let me share. So here's this is let's see, what am I sharing?
So I
I'll
just
show
want to
you.
repeat this. You would like us to embed it in terms of where it is currently, and then give you the link, and then you would adjust.
No, you would give me the video and then you would
Uh-huh.
embed it based on
Oh,
the
give it to you first.
yeah, and then you can post it like you can put like a space there and then we can work on trying to get it all set up because
Okay,
I have to
okay.
upload it. So like here's the am I sharing? Yeah. Here is the template for like if it's just a video and you just want to host the video online, like as an article. Let me see if I can find
Okay.
let me see if I can find the okay, let me so that's the template, and then I'll show you the what it looks like. This what I just showed you, what it looks like on the OJS. So here it is. You know, there's an abstract, there's this, and then you click on it, and then it goes to this. And then this
Yeah.
video, you would play it. But you can actually, if you wanted to, if it was, you know, if it was an article that had or a
Uh-huh.
submission that had like, you know, other text and then it, you know,
Yeah.
the video was like a graph or something like that, you can
Yeah.
embed that in there too. And there are a couple the one thing about hosting it on the web like this is
Mm,
that if their browser can't decode, but most browsers
mm,
can decode the
mm-hmm.
video,
Uh-huh.
there's alternate files that they can use. So like
Mm.
I mean, I'm trying to stop share here. Let's go share. So you see there's a WebM file, there's an
Mm-hmm.
M4V and MP4. So like the browser can choose whichever one it handles best. And then we do have a poster,
Mm-hmm.
which is just the cover image that you see when you
Mm-hmm.
land on that page. And you can
Mm-hmm.
create that too. And we host that as well.
So so for videos or posters, you want the file itself,
Yeah,
right?
I would need this and then I would need the original file and then I can convert it for the web.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'll transfer it to maybe, but I don't know. I haven't tried to embed a video. So I might only do one conversion opposed to like multiple.
Yeah, we can work with you on this, just to figure out how to do that. I mean, so what we're imagining is this, like in the journal, there would be like a paragraph where the faculty introduces the context of whatever they're doing that research on. There'll be
Mhm,
a research poster, which maybe the student could click on and get like a zoom in or something like that.
mhm.
And then a paragraph where the student talks about their role in that poster. So there will be some text, not, you know what I'm saying? There'll be some text, but there will
And
be also,
you can have multiple files on a submission. So like if we go let me just stop the share. So if we go back to so we go back to here, you
mm,
can have multiple files. So like you can have the poster, which is the main one,
mm-hmm,
and then you can have a transcript, and then you
mm-hmm,
can have the video. Like
mm-hmm.
so you can have multiple, let's see here. I think this one has a good where is
So
that?
not putting it all onto one file, but having multiple files.
You have that as an option. Let me see if there's one of these where it has like Spanish. There's multiple. There's the English and then there's the Spanish version of it. So you can have multiple files in there if there was
Ah, I
like if
see.
there's
I
like
see.
like if you have a research article, but then you have data, but it's kind of like, well, it's all different types of files or whatever, like an Excel file or something else. You can include that separately so that people can
Yeah,
download that and look at that if they wanted to.
right. I kind of wanted the display though to so that they can see the instructors forward or whatever instructors like, kind of comments and
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
frame it.
So
I mean, so that it's visual. So if we do it that way, then it has to be one file, it sounds like though. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I mean, you can do it either way, but that is an option to include multiple files. So like when you click on this one, it shows it, but there's this, and this can be any other file. It could be a
Because if
video,
you,
it could be a
yeah,
transcript.
yeah, yeah, I see. We could add more files if you want the reader to see.
If you wanted to break it out in any way so
uh,
that it's a little bit cleaner, or I don't know, you can have the text and then you can have the video in
Yeah,
the PDF. Or
yeah.
I mean, we have the option too. So like, oops. So like, go back. Okay, so like, let's say that you have this one and you like this video, but like
Hmm.
we should be able to do something like, um, let me, like you do this and
Hmm.
then maybe above it.
Hmm.
So I mean, it's, I have to mess with it,
Yeah,
but like, do you see
yeah,
how I can have it here? Or maybe if I have it
yeah.
after the fact, I can move, let's see, where'd it go?
Still behind the image, it seems like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, so we can change it and I can add this so that
Uh,
the text is up here and then there's the video. So then it's
uh-huh,
an
uh-huh.
HTML document and then
Yeah,
the
I see that. Yeah.
so we can mess around with that. Then that way it's not like, but you won't have an article to download. And I don't know if that's problematic. It would
Yeah,
be
you
something
want
that's
something.
here.
So, okay, let me understand this correctly. So if someone wanted it like the printout, then you'd want on top of seeing it on the on file on the website, you want
Mhm.
something to be downloadable. All right. So whatever is downloadable is the file that they can print. Is that right?
Yeah, so like this one, if you wanted to print this, you can print it, but you're just going to print an HTML page. And
I see.
we
I
can
see.
work on, so I mean, you can do one or two things. Like you can do like, we can do both. You can do a video with the text that kind of looks like this, right? And then you can just say like HTML version, and then you can just say PDF. So you can have both, if that makes
Can we,
sense.
yeah, yeah,
So
could
like
we
if you
have
wanted to view it on your phone, it's going to be a lot easier to view this on your phone than
uh
downloading the PDF. Whereas, so yeah, you can, I mean, depending on how
so
I'd have to play with the HTML to see like how
uh-huh.
and I might have to make some changes so that it lines up correctly. But
Okay.
that is an option, especially if it's like not too much text. If it's a lot of text, then all of a sudden, like if it's like, 4 or 5 pages, like, well, maybe you don't want to do it that way. Maybe you just want to have the PDF. But if you're talking that maybe it's just like a few paragraphs, that could easily be done here and then
Hmm.
easily be done as a PDF. So you have it in two different formats, but
Hmm.
it's the same thing.
Okay, I see. So, because I think that that might be a good one. So, like, we have an embedded video where they can see it, but they can also download it if they wish to do so, right? Like having those two, and then having a separate downloadable file for the written document as well as a file that you can see on the.
Yeah, you can view it in your browser and then watch it, or you can download it. And then when you download it, it'll have your header and it'll have the blog
Yeah.
issue and it'll have everything else. Whereas this one would be, but yeah, like I said, if it has a lot of text, if you're talking pages of, of text and graphs and everything else, this wouldn't
Uh-huh.
be the best option to do it. But if you just said, hey, I have some introductory text that explains this, you could do it here, and then you can have the same kind of thing on
Right.
on the PDF.
again, we're talking about the one where there is like multimedia component of it, right?
Yeah,
If we're talking about the traditional galley print with just text with a little bit of graphs and stuff, then we're just going to give you the file, the galley print with the print, and the people should be able to see all of that and also
yeah, it would
download
just
that,
be a
right?
PDF. It'll
Yeah.
just be a
Okay.
PDF that you can
Because
that
the
you'll be able
galley
to
will be
download.
turned into a PDF, right?
Yeah, and then yeah, you have to figure out. We just have to figure out what your template's going to look like. If you're
Yeah.
okay, I mean, you can modify the existing one because it does
Yeah.
help. It does account for a lot of things like figures and and like subheadings, which is nice. But
Yeah. Yeah.
and usually my experiences when we've done this is we just figure it out as we go what works best because what I described having both of the video and then the PDF document, I don't know, maybe it does you don't find that that's how you want to present it and then we go with
Mm-hmm.
just the PDF or something else, which is
Mm-hmm.
fine
Yep.
because it's because everyone's just every so far every issue is just a little bit different about how they want it to be presented.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this makes sense. This is really exciting, though. I'm so grateful to you for taking the time to walk us through that because I didn't see this back end part, and it really helps me understand what's going on in the process, and it'll help me explain to our student editors about that process and the choices they have to make about the layout and all that. So I want to give our students a lot of options about how they want to see it. I think this video will be really helpful. So we've recorded it,
And
yeah,
yeah,
and they can watch
and
it and then,
just the knowledge too that they might try something and then if they, especially if they get a different submission they might want to like because I remember that happened with the poetry one. They had a bunch of poetry and then we it was styled a certain way and then they got a different type of article and then I was like well it doesn't look we're gonna have to do it differently, it's going to look different now and it doesn't look like it's from the same journals the two documents. It's like well we're going to have to redo all of them now so so that they all kind of look consistent across the board. Because I forgot what it was. It was like I think they all did two columns, and then they got one where it just didn't work with two columns. So then they had to change
yeah.
it. But then it all looked consistent. But that's the process. And then the next follow up issues is a lot easier once you kind of run into those problems.
Hmm. I got it. We have four categories or three or four categories for, like some which are multimedia, some which are like traditional, like research papers,
Mm-hmm.
some which, things like that. So I think what we're going to do is we're probably going to have 3 to 4 different templates that's going to address those variant, kind
Mm-hmm.
of things, and then I think it should work, and I'm going to ask the tutor of the students to do that. So, and then we'll take a look and give feedback.
Okay. Yeah, and now that we have a Teams, they can kind of text me whenever, and
Mm-hmm.
then we can try to
Mm-hmm.
figure it out.
Okay.
There's gonna there the initially there's always kind of like how do we do this blah 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 and then once that's figured out everything else starts to kind of go easy and then you have some oddballs but usually the once you kind of get a workflow it's a lot easier but it's
Yeah.
the workflow developing a workflow and figuring out what work can be painful.
Yeah. I think we're doing that right now, actually. So the
Well because you
workflow
get an
that,
idea and then you can create it as a PDF and it just doesn't quite look right or it's not what you imagined it to be. Yeah, because
mm-hmm.
we've gone over it, so I'm not a stranger to like I just need it just a little bit more to the left, just a little bit, and that's like half a day of like oh, because you know how Word is. Sometimes you just can't get things to like line up perfectly.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, I get it. I get it. And it's gonna be, like, and you think you have something, and then when you actually end up transferring it into the template, it looks not right. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Let's see what happens. But I'm excited, and I really appreciate your your support, and definitely want to put your name in there. I don't know what to call you, but like our like technical editor or
It doesn't
proofreading
matter.
editor,
You don't have to. They pay me to do this, so
what?
I get paid to
What?
do this, so it's
You get
okay.
paid to have fun with what? Yeah, no, I think you should have some, role. So I don't know what do they call you in the other editor, other
I'm just the library support. That's all I am.
No, you are not just the library support. You are special, I think. So yeah, we'll find something. But thank you so much, Marco. I'm going to stop recording so that